let's get one thing out of the way. If you're a cynic, this game is not for you. I've been waiting to talk about some of the later sections of this game for a really long time because I did not want to spoil it. This game is a real treat for fans of the franchise. It is just a very special game. And even if you're not a fan of the franchise, while the story may confuse the living fuck out of you, the game is an incredible delight to play. It is just such a fun, enjoyable experience. There's so much variety to it, even though you're going to be spending a lot of the time hacking and slashing your way through Heartless. There's so many other diversions. And I mean, this game is just... it's so flabbergasting. It's one of those things where I keep looking for a word or a term just to explain how incomprehensible the game is in the best way. This is a game that I don't think would be possible if it wasn't Kingdom Hearts. If this game didn't have the pedigree that it has, the fan base that it does, I can't see a game being able to take this many chances and having the success that it has. It's sold better than any of the previous other Kingdom Hearts games have in its launch, which is incredible. It's gotten great reception. While there's been the naysayers like any game will have, for this game to just be so well received is a delight. I'm glad that we can all agree that it's a really fun experience. I'm sure that it surprised you in many ways, especially with the end, which I'll now be able to spoil. So, before I do that, just to give you time to decide if you really want to hear what I have to say, yes, we're going to give you a few minutes. Let's smoke a bowl, and let's just soak up these beautiful visuals. Oh my god. I love the Caribbean world in this game. I was questioning why they had At World's End in here, but my god, is it amazing. So, bottoms up, boys. And girls. I'm not a sexist. Man, I was not expecting them to end this fucking game on a cliffhanger. You know, I had a little cynical bastard in me spring up and go, "What the fuck? Give us the finale! Don't do that to us, man! Don't play us like this!" But they did, and then the hopeful little boy in me that I'm not gonna rape came out and said, "You know what?" Because he's gay. He came out and he said, "I'm gay, and I'm happy that they're going to be making another Kingdom Hearts game because this is one of the most varied and epic games." I mean, the Ratatouille cooking sections are so much fun. There's so many varied elements to this game. Why would I not want to see another Kingdom Hearts? So I'm thrilled that we're going to get DLC, and I'm thrilled that there's going to be another Kingdom Hearts coming out. That is just phenomenal news. I think the last 5 hours of the entire game as just... honestly, it's kind of exhausting because it goes on for such a long time, but it is so worth it. I really love the finales of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. I always felt that 1 had a lot of faults with its boss battles in the end, and I felt that 2 did better, but in the end it just didn't quite deliver on some of the story elements with the boss fights as much as it delivered a lot of fun in 2. But I felt that some of the boss fights at the end, they lacked the narrative justification to be there. With this one, while there are a ton of boss fights, they're definitely justified. And then you get sections like this where you actually get to drive, pilot, navigate your pirate ship, however you want to put it. I'm stoned, as you should be. And not only does it look incredible and impressive, but you have these cannons, and then... yep, you guessed it, you get into naval battles. And it reminded me so much of Black Flag. I absolutely love the naval combat in this game. You can spend... I mean, there's honestly enough content in each of the worlds that you could spend 5 or 6 hours in there exploring and just having a blast with them. Some of the worlds are a little samey. Frozen's world and Tangled's world are very, very similar. I will say that Frozen's world has more variety to the combat encounters than Tangled's world. But for the most part, you see a lot of variety in
do
the
have a
things that you're
destination,
doing.
right?
It does always come back to Sora and his Keyblade and kicking ass, but that's really what I enjoyed about this game. I enjoyed that the duels and the combat not only felt fun and were satisfying and well designed, but it looked so cool. It's some of the most awe-inspiring combat I've seen in any game in a really, really long time, possibly ever. And at the same time, I can imagine how this game would bore the living tears out of so many people. I have a very deep connection to the franchise. I'm a big fan, and I think that for fans, it is an incredible experience. I also do think that it would
Thanks, Jack.
endure a lot of
could've
people to
warned
the
us.
franchise and coax them into
everything
trying
went topsy-turvy
the other
and
games which
upsy-dowsy.
are available on the
Well,
PlayStation,
at
so you
least
can
we're
play
back in
through
the land
all
of
of
the
the
living.
Kingdom Hearts games on the PlayStation. Sadly, not on the Xbox or any other platform yet, but I do see
that
Square
be no
Enix probably
reason
doing
to
that
rest
down the
easy.
line. And it's really worth it if you enjoy this game. You know, I do know that there's going to be a lot of people, you cynical bastards, who are going to boot this game up and go, oh my god, this story is so warm and gushy and Disney-like. It's just, it's so over the top. And yes, it does have that anime, oh my god, Heartless over there, let's go get them kind of guys. It is over the top in that way, but that's also what makes it enduring.
Donald and Goofy, protect the ship.
And I
I'll
think
handle
that
the
when a
Heartless.
game comes around like this, it just reminds me, oh my god, developers can just feel so free and create something so fantastic, original, and imaginative, and all the different descriptive words that you can think of, this game is. It is just phenomenal. But it's not just that it's so much fun for me, it's really just how incredible that they've packed so much variety into this game. Like this little aerial battle, I think is the only one in the entire game like this. There might be a couple more, and it probably works along the same system that the gummy ship battles do. But that's it. While you can beat each of these worlds in about an hour to 2 hours, 3 to 5 for the last world, but it's the fact that you can spend so much time just exploring them, and they have so many different things to offer. The Toy Story world really just stood out at the very beginning of the game and kind of showed what the game was going to have to offer later on. You know, the fact that it has these first-person shooting sections in that area, that's the only part of the game where you can do that specific kind of activity. They do have the attraction control with the Astro Blaster that goes in the first person, but it doesn't quite have the same feeling when you're piloting the mech toy in the Toy Story universe, which is just really, really fun. And then they do have some rail sliding sequences sprinkled throughout a bunch of the different worlds, and it's just that different kind of variety and sense of adventure that the game offers that made me go, wow, if it wasn't for so many cynics bitching about single-player games, and they'll always be there. There'll always be those people bitching about short single-player games. But if they weren't so many of them and they weren't so vocal and so powerful with their angry mobs on Twitter, we would be seeing more platformer-style games like this. This really reminded me of the platformer kind of games you'd play on the Nintendo 64, the GameCube, the original Xbox. You know, those old-school 3D platformers. It isn't as platform-based as those are, but it has the variety and that sense of adventure and that feel that those kind of games had that was just fun and challenging, but never too frustrating. I think to capture the essence of those games while doing something new is just spectacular and so innovative in such a neat way. And yet it still feels like a lot of those classic games. It has the hallmarks of those games, in fact. It had the variety those games had. It had the boss battles to end all boss battles. They are so epic, but most of all, they're actually fun to play. Yes, they have those huge health bars that are such a fucking pain in the ass to chunk away at, but at the same time, there's so much variety to these encounters, and they offer just the right amount of challenge. If you do put it on the hard setting, it is a challenge. Do not listen to the naysayers saying that the game is too easy. It's just not a fucking game meant to make you rip your hair out. This game is all about fun. And I understand that the previous Kingdom Hearts games were pretty challenging. I'm not gonna joke. The first Kingdom Hearts game, if you do not level up your character properly, is a major challenge. But I don't think games have to be that major challenge to be fun. I don't think I need to spend 10 hours grinding away just to enjoy a game. I loved every second I spent with this game. And if you're a cynical person, you're not going to want to spend a single second with this game. But that's why we need to let the cynicism die. And you know what the cure? You know what the cure to kill cynicism is? Drinking helps, but it's not the best one. This is the best shit right here, because this is some good shit. Man, look at those colors. This is so fucking badass. Oh my god, see? Cynicism gone. Kick that bitch out the window. I don't understand how anybody could look at this and go, that game's shit. I understand how you might think, it doesn't look like it's something for me. Like Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, or whatever that game is called, does not look like my cup of tea at all. But I do think it looks like an awesome game for the people who are into the Bloodborne, Dark Souls, rip your hair out, want to fucking just destroy everything in sight, challenging kind of gameplay. I think for those kind of people, they're going to love it. And that's why I love this game, because it's my type of game. I love the visuals, I love the story, I love the music, and I love the fact that there are so many different things to do in this game. You're not going to be doing the same things repeatedly. You're going to be doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and they mix it up in the best way possible. So Cynics need not apply, but if this looks like your cup of tea, why don't you pick up Kingdom Hearts all-in-one, the full package on the PlayStation? It's only $100, which is actually a steal for the 9 or 6 games you get in that. I forget the exact amount. There's a bunch in there, and they're all worth playing, just like this one is. Thank you guys. It's been a blast talking with you, and we'll see you in the next one. Later days.